Hi, I'm Dr. Kyle Hancock, and I'm here today with Yada Yada. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about ways that we can get untangled from our thoughts. Far too often, when we have a thought, we tend to take it as if it has all of the truth. If I tell myself, for example, that if I don't pass this exam, that I will never get into university. Or if I tell myself that I make this mistake, somebody that I love would never forgive me. When we believe those thoughts, it tends to bring with it a whole host of unpleasant emotion, and between the thought and the feeling, it often makes it really difficult for us to choose behavior that would benefit us. So I want to talk a bit about how to question thoughts that are not very helpful. One of the ways we can do that is to start with the simple awareness that our mind is a lot like a thought-producing machine. Our mind simply generates for us many different thoughts. Some of them are quite helpful to us, and some of them are very unhelpful. One of the metaphors I often like to use when thinking about this principle is driving along the freeway. If my goal is to make it from point A to point B, I will see many, many billboards along the side of the freeway. Some of those billboards give me information that's really useful, and some of those billboards give me information that really gives me nothing at all. Some simply don't apply to me. Some simply don't apply to me right now. So if I allow each of those billboards to represent a thought that appears in my mind, I can treat my thoughts in the same way I treat those billboards. Some of those thoughts are useful, and I would benefit from listening to the feedback my mind is giving me, and some of those thoughts are frankly unhelpful, and I would benefit by simply walking or driving on by, giving them no more attention than I would the passing billboard that isn't helpful to me at this time. This skill takes some practice, and frankly it takes some willingness to change a belief. The idea that our thoughts may not be helpful to us for some may sound unusual. The idea that our thoughts may not be accurate or truthful may also be unusual. The key to me, however, is that whether the thought is true is often less important than if the thought is helpful. A simple example. If I know that being kind is important, and a thought shows up to me that it would be helpful or important or maybe just feel good to be unkind, to maybe yell or to be curt, even if the thought is truthful, it doesn't really benefit me, because I know that being kind is far more helpful than being unkind. So I would treat that thought the same way I would treat the billboard that just doesn't help me. I would move on beyond it. I would say to that thought, no thank you, not particularly helpful. And in doing so, I learn more and more and more to be a wise consumer of my own thinking. I learn more and more to be able to decide which piece of information is useful to me and to use it, and which piece of information isn't particularly useful, at least at this time, and to walk on by. The benefit, of course, is that I get to choose. It's entirely up to me. And as long as I keep effortfully and purposefully choosing which thoughts are helpful and which are not, it guides my behavior and often introduces more enjoyable and more useful feelings.